So I personally think that none of this is true, right? I don't think that this drink existed in 1586. I do think that the idea that people were combining up firewater, lime, mint, and sugar, that sounds very likely. That seems appropriate. I just question the attribution to Francis Drake. That is probably just some marketing. Maybe people read it and said, what would the history of that be? And they made an assumption about it, right? Like that happens. Like people just sort of fill in the blanks and then they filled them in, and then 15 years later, they forgot that they filled them in, and they realized that, oh, that's true, that's the truth. So the legend goes that they're struggling their way through this cholera outbreak, just like our boy De Palma, and Drake either sends some men ashore in Havana, or ashore in the Florida Keys, because I've heard it that way as well, or possibly he goes himself to Havana or to the Florida Keys. If you're not familiar, Havana and the Keys are really close to each other. And he finds some local or native medicine that involves aguardiente, sugar, mint, lime, and he brings that back to the ship to treat his men with. Some accounts also insist that the original recipe would include chuchuchuasi tree bark. Again, as far as I know, the earliest mention of this drink at all is 1833. I can find no ship's log, no signed testimony, no broadsheet, no newspaper, no contemporary author, absolutely nothing to back any of that up. So I have no particular reason to add chuchuchuasi to this. I guess I have no particular reason to add anything to this drink. Chuchuchuasi is not so easy to find. Found some extracts of it on Amazon. I don't really want to mess around with that, honestly. If you want to go nuts, I would imagine it's bitter, and maybe you could get away with just adding a couple dashes of mango to this, which would be nice.